was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be
forward.
like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Baniele, surname is Boni, and I work for Street Talk as a filmmaker.
Hi everyone, Gama Nuksindisa, Monakali. I currently serve as a deputy chairperson of Equal Education, and I live in Kailicha.
My name is Tusang Mapangapa. I'm a high school graduate and I'm currently looking for a school.
My name is Aaron Chwabi from Cape Town, South Africa, Philippi East and Lower Crossroads. I'm an artist. I just do poetry, dance, and also acting. Currently working for Cultural Affairs and Sports Department.
While we were young, we don't even know much what was happening. You understand? We didn't understand. But now you understand. How do you initiate it? How do you ask it to a woman that, listen, can we have sex? How do you approach her in terms of that?
I think the first step is to be ready. And then the second step is to talk to each other. Because we are all human and we all understand each other, that we have desires and feelings. So I think the best way is to talk to somebody if you want to have sex with them. You need to tell them blatantly that you want to have sex with them. Like, know the different kinds of sex and talk to each other. Yeah, I think everything is done by talking first. I know there's kissing and all this stuff, but talking is like the most important thing. Because when we talk, we know what we both want and we know what direction it could go because we talked about it before anything else happened.
I agree that communication is key in any kind of like a relationship. And you should unlearn this thing in our society that when you kissing someone, that means they are ready to have sex with you, or when you do it for play and they like gave you consent to have like sex with them. We should be unlearning those things and we should be disrupting it as young men, and it should be, not stick to this thing. The body language. People have to say, no, there was the body language, there was this, those kind of things. Talking and communicating, as the last speaker, as Tusong has mentioned. And you just have to understand as a man that, or as a woman, it could change anytime. It could change anytime. Even if you communicated that, but the comfortability and the incomfortability could change anytime.
Do you feel embarrassed after you've done like making sex with your girlfriend? Do you feel embarrassed about talking about it, or how was it? And did you enjoy it? Do you feel embarrassed?
No, absolutely not. For me, it's not really about embarrassment. It's about understanding your positionality and understanding who you are, and also your history as a man and how you get where you are. And yeah,
I think when we're talking about it, you talk about it with your partner. I think it matters what kind of person you are. Some people don't talk about it with their partner, like with their girlfriend after they've done it, because they don't really care to talk about it. But some dudes do talk about it because you actually want to know how does your girlfriend feel about it. Does she like it or not? So it matters on how much you care for the person. But as for parents, black parents, you just cannot talk about stuff like that to black parents. I think white parents, not to bring the race into parents, but I think white parents are better in conversations like that than our black parents. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So it's more comfortable to talk about it with friends than your parents, because parents is like, don't come with that to me.
For me, it's better to talk with friends, right, than the parents, simply because nobody wants to be a mama's boy here. Yeah, well, nobody wants to say, hey, mama, I got that girlfriend now. Hey, and then I did sex, I did that, so there are very few people who actually speak about that to their mothers, you know what I mean? So it's better to speak with friends because become more comfortable when you speak to your peers or with the people in the same age as you, than speaking to parents. And also to a point of white parents and black parents, the culture is not the same. Yeah, well, and then it's never been the same. But even their uncle, they just called their uncle by names, for instance, Uncle John, Uncle David. And then for us, uncle and uncle, full stop, or Damtura, or Tota, I don't know. But they don't call an elderly person by a full name, So hence I'm speaking about this cultural thing in a way, you know what I mean? So yeah, better to speak with friends than parents.
We need a lot of education, kids. Even us, we need a lot of education in terms of what is happening in sexuality, and also what is happening when you are an adult. You understand?
So as I've mentioned, I'm part of Equal Education, right? And we have something that we call our education charter. And the education charter speaks directly to the school curriculum, the early childhood development, the stages of like young people. And when you talk about the curriculum, you're talking about like the sex education. And so if you understand that at a very young age that you communicate, you gain consent, and you can identify to any sexuality that you want in society.
Our society is failing us a lot. It's failing us a lot because we don't even know when is the right time to talk. Maybe if you have a son or you have a child, you don't even know when is the right time to talk to them and tell them about sex and teach them how to treat so and so, how do you treat a woman, or how do you treat a man. You understand? So the society plays a big role.
We should be, as men, educate young boys ourselves. We have a role to play in terms of being a priority in any conversation. When you talk about class, talk about men, talk about gender, talk about men, talk about race, talk about men. I think it's enough.
First of all, we need to kill that man ego, because we have that, no, I'm a man, I can't say these things, I can't talk these things. And it needs, as you said, that it needs to start with us. You understand? As leaders now, and also as parents, it needs to start with us and say that this thing goes like this. Also to add, it's a culture, you see, that make men do these things, to like these dangerous things and these nasty things to women. It's culture, because it's condoning that men needs to be respected. Men, even if a man has a mistress, needs to be respected. If man is beating a wife, needs to be respected still, while he's doing something wrong. And also when Cindy says that we have this organization, but it's few organizations that are giving men a chance to speak out. You see, it's few. And even also, I know we have this thing, we forgot this thing of Vukuzenzele, but also government in terms of fixing men needs to be involved this time around, not in terms of giving food, etc., but in changing or in structuring men's attitude, I would say men's attitude, men's behavior.
To us, I think we've learned so much from the outside instead of our own fathers, because there's this conversation also around the father and the son relationship that we have, and it's enforced by so many things: colonization, migration, land disposition, and all of those kind of things, because you don't tend to spend enough time with your father, or you have that type of son and a father relationship, or a daughter and a father relationship, to talk about these things. And you feel embarrassed to talk to your own parents about sex, but they should be the ones that sometimes play a role in terms of making you understand outside of the school curriculum that you currently have.
I would really like us to have maybe some workshops whereby we can educate our parents to maybe in a way, it's okay for your child to speak about sex because they are a parent. So he or she has to speak to you about such matters, because by the time Umitisa, or by the time the girl is pregnant, she's gonna come and cry to who? To you as a parent. So it's always important for us to educate our parents and maybe give some little workshops there and there, so that they can speak about these things, so that they can warn their children about these things, so that when they go and speak to friends up or their peers, they already have a first person to talk to, which is an experienced and old person to actually, share this information. You know what I mean? So let me pass with the education and workshop thing for our parents. The second one is that there are a lot of organizations around that claiming that they are actually fighting for men's rights. But you'll find out that these organizations, very same organization, are saying gender-based violence, men don't do that, men don't do that. So it's always, they're always against men. You know, I really want us to maybe take those organizations to see, you know, about what are they doing for men, like what are they doing exactly for men, to say now they are fighting rights for men. You know, are the men maybe expressing themselves in those spaces that they are creating, you know, because for many times it has happened. I've seen it, I've attended many workshops around the men dialogue and everything. It's always around the same content, that don't do that, don't kill women, don't rape women, don't. And you'll find for this organization to get funding, they always say, because men from this particular area, they rape, they kill, they do what they do. Then they get funding through that, because gender-based violence is the highest, I don't know, so it's the highest in Toya corner. So they always use that as an advantage to actually get funding. And then I think we should also take it around those and not only focusing on gender-based violence. You know, let's focus on the core, what makes it to happen.
We need to really like unlearn some of the things that are problematic or also toxic in our society. But part of unlearning those things, we need to disrupt the current status quo around the rape culture, especially against like women and children in this country. So many things that are happening about rape, young, like men particularly, raping women and children, especially the case around the Eastern Cape. And I think we need to like disrupt the rape culture as men in society, and also deal with our own mental health. You can see what is happening right now in terms of mental. So many things that are happening in terms of mental health. And we need to disrupt those kind of things by getting involved, by unlearning in terms of our culture. And also we need to rebuild the society. That society, we need to rebuild the society that teaches young people about sex and first time, like this type of conversation. How was it first time? Because out of this discussion that we're having right now, I'll become more comfortable to talk to my son or to talk to my girlfriend, to talk to whoever about these kind of topics. So it starts with the conversation. It doesn't start here on Zoom, here or on street talk in television. Start with the small conversation that we have in our local shippings, in our schools, in our restaurants, whenever. Start with those small conversations to understand where people are at in terms of sex education, and where people are at in terms of being comfortable in society, so that we can build a society that help people who are driven by purpose, and also who are driven by change, and also by getting involved.
My dream, Banele, I don't want to lie. Like being a good man, you understand, for the community, and also for my family, you understand. So I just want to see myself to be a good man, and also to be a respected man that do good things in the community. So that's my dream.
My dream is for a quality education in our lifetime. That's my dream.
My dream is to be internally satisfied and happy.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.